Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Blank Gates. Today we are going to jump into our calibration documents. What are calibration documents and how do we use them and why do we use them? Well, let's jump in and find out. Well, let's jump in and find out. I'm going to share my screen. Take a look at my Google Gemini, my Google. All right, so what happened basically, I've been working on this app for quite a while, several months. And the problem with, working with some software is that at some point you're going to realize that your window is just not working. Like I use Google Gemini. I have been using Google Gemini to be my project manager. I mean, I'm technically the project manager and Google Gemini is my architect, which means that I tell Google Gemini what I'm doing, what's going on, and then I rely on it to communicate with Windsurf and to tell Windsurf what it thinks needs to be done. What does it mean? It means, for me, Gemini, it's like a translator. Like imagine Windsurf speaks Chinese and imagine I don't speak Chinese. So it means that we have to have a middleman. I mean, somebody has to be between us and they have to be able to translate what I'm trying to say into a real process, organize what I'm thinking, and then turn it into a series of prompts, and then check what Windsurf did, and then get the work done. So what happened is every time you get to around the 1 million context window. So this little lady here is free 6. This one's new. The one that we were using recently was 5, was free 5. Free meaning because I'm building my free app, the free version of my app. And well, I don't know, like I could just scroll and scroll and scroll. If you know about context windows, then you'll know that like ChatGPT has 128,000 token context window. It means that you can upload like a 300-page document and then you can ask it questions about that 300-page document. It's approximately 75,000 words. The problem is once you get past that 75,000 words, then like imagine I upload the book first and then I start asking questions about the last chapter and then the second last chapter and then the third last chapter and then the fourth last chapter and then the fifth last chapter. And pretty soon we're on to the first chapter. But then when we finally start asking questions about the first chapter, it says, oh, sorry, that was more than 128,000 tokens ago. I cannot answer questions about the first chapter because there's too much text between when you uploaded the book and now. That's basically the idea of the context window. Now, why is it important for me? Well, because what I do is I have a series of something I call them calibrations. So let's jump into my Notion page. In the last little bit, we've been going a little bit into the marketing section of my Notion page just to start to think about our objectives regarding marketing messages. Now we're going to go back into our product R&D. You can see in here that I have the Phoenix Protocol Charter. I have the one of 3 of my calibration documents, and then I have something called Cascade Calibration Doc. With these 3 calibration documents, well, these 5 calibration documents, you can set up a new, like I can create, so I'll just go back over to my, I can just open up this, I can click new chat, and then after I click, let's just click free 6, because you can see the free 6 is actually, oh, is it a new chat? Free 6 is not a new chat. Free 6 is the one we were using before. Okay, so this is the last message I sent. Okay, so this, we're gonna calibrate a new Gemini instance right now. I can see that that's what we need to do. All right, so we're gonna take this last message. Here's the welcome message. Welcome to Project Arrowhead. You are the AI software architect, the protocol steward for this project. Your prime directive is to maintain the project's core documents as the absolute single source of truth and to adhere strictly to all established protocols. Your first task is to initialize your session by requesting and processing the complete set of final baseline calibration documents from the project lead. Please proceed by requesting each document one by one in the following order. Wait for the project lead to provide each document before requesting the next. So here are those 5 documents I just showed you. After you've received and processed all 5 documents, confirm your calibration is complete, that you're ready to your first operational directive. You see that? So what we do is we're going to go first. We're going to get that. Well, what we're going to actually do is we're going to copy this message. Now, this is the only real message we need, because this guy here, he started messing up. He started having problems. And so it means we've reached the context window. We've gone too far, and he is headed for the graveyard. So here we go. So this is a new AI instance. We're going to call this one 7. And we're giving birth to Free 7. Nice. Let's see if we can hear the audio.
Initializing session. I am the AI software architect and protocol steward for Project Arrowhead. Adherence to established protocols is my prime directive. Commencing initialization sequence. Project lead. Please provide the Phoenix Protocol Charter version 7.0 for processing. I will await its transmission before proceeding.
All right. So it wants the Phoenix Protocol number 7, which is okay. So we can just Control A, Control C. All right. So basically, this is to initialize or conclude your work session for Project Arrowhead, ensuring perfect context and alignment on the project's final baseline. You are the AI software architect and the protocol steward. Your prime directive is to maintain the project's core documents. Okay, so this is a little bit of an updated version. It explains. State management protocol explicit approval, protocol semantic versioning, the rule of generation, the protocol of verbatim generation, protocol of correctness, protocol of verification, repair handoff. It's actually wrong. There's actually some problems here, because in fact the Phoenix protocol, I will provide you with the Phoenix protocol charter followed by the notes. This is totally messed up. This is not the Phoenix protocol. I have no idea. It messed it. It's not the same as it used to be. Okay, I don't know what to say. The old Phoenix was different. The other Phoenix protocol was what? What was the point of the old? It was to follow certain. It had to follow certain rules, and if it wanted to change some rules, if you wanted to change something, it needed to make a note. So I'm curious. How freak, my computer's starting to get so hot. What are we gonna do here? Um, Well, I'm sure my computer will just shut off if it's too hot. Maybe they can move this fan. Okay, now also I'm going to open up the activity monitor and see what is going on with this. It just keeps overheating these days. Activity monitor. Google Chrome helper renderer and crisp. Yeah, it's because I'm making a YouTube video at the same time as I'm doing all this other stuff. Okay. So if we go back into the version history, and if we go into let's go into version 6. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna take these are earlier versions of the Phoenix protocol. Now we're gonna go back here, and so I'm going to show you earlier versions of the charter and the protocol. And can you see anything that is missing and should be added to the version I just showed you? Okay, so this has like 2 earlier versions. It's going to compare it to those 2 earlier versions. This is the hard part about calibration documents, is that sometimes the AI messes it up a little bit. All right, let's listen to some audio. E. Here's the Cascade Protocol 4.0. I mean, maybe it's a better idea, anyways, because now it has a chance to read all the other documents first. Okay, so I just noticed you guys can't actually hear the audio, but so it wants the OMDL version 10. We're talking about this one. We're talking about the operation manual and decisions log. So this one, it just has like core development diagnostic protocols, has key operational models, has decisions in the past, has some appendix studies, lots of case studies. So this is basically another Appendix B, the Cascade Prompting Guide. It has the prompting guide in here. I think it's a simplified version of the prompting guide. All right, let's pop that in. Cascade documents. Calibration documents, they just it's the fastest way to get Google to understand everything that we've done in the past, how we want to work in the future, what are we trying to do together, what are we trying to accomplish, what's this all about. So which one is it asking for? The SLAD? The SLAD is the systems logic and architecture document. Purpose captures the core technical architecture, data flow, programming conventions, and component breakdown for the project Arrowhead application. It's the primary technical guide for the AI software architect, defining how the system is built in its current full stack iteration. So it just goes through and explains all the files and everything and how it works, and so that there. So Jay now has a good understanding of the software that we're trying to build. And now it wants the product requirements document. Project requirements document has all the details of the project. Pop that in there. I'm gonna ask that question. This is going to answer my question with the Phoenix protocol. Ready for your instructions. Okay, I think maybe the first thing that you can do is I just want you to go through all the documentation and then think about if there's any inconsistencies or if there's any areas that are unclean or easy to misunderstand. And then what you can do is you can contact you have choices actually. So I still have the senior architect, and the senior architect, it's the one who made these documents, and they are the one who used to be doing the job that I'm asking you to now do, which means to be the architect for the project. And also you have access to Cascade. Cascade is an AI inside of the Windsurf IDE. And so right now we are working on this project within Windsurf. So you can talk directly to Cascade. You can also talk directly to the senior architect with anything that you would like to get more clarification about. For example, like I asked you a question about the Phoenix protocol earlier, and you haven't answered that question yet. You can also go through all the documentation, look for anything that you think is inconsistent or easy to misunderstand, or something you want to elaborate, you want me to elaborate on, and then I can pass on your prompt to one of those two or both, and you can figure out how to start working with me on this project so that we can make some progress. Now, there's one problem is okay, good. So it's on the reasoning. Sometimes I forget that. Whoa, dang it. So free 7 is what? I don't understand which one free 7 is. I'm guessing free 7 should be the one with the check mark. Yeah, it's the one with the check mark. Okay. Okay, now it's got some questions. Wonderful. Okay, of course, I have a complete full analysis of ingestibility. My objective is to resolve these points based on the hands-on architecture model described in the OMDL, or the architect leads analysis. I have prepared a series of clarification prompts. These prompts are directed to the senior architect as they pertain to the original intent and definitive state of the core documentation. Please pass the following prompts to the senior architect. Critical database. Uh, E. So now we're going to go to free 6. I'm not a big fan of Free 6 because I just had so many problems with it recently as it came to the end of its life cycle. But maybe it'll be fine. The other thing I could do is maybe I just stop sharing. Oops. Maybe I just share my whole screen. Because if I'm sharing my whole screen, then I can also pop in this guy in here. There we go. All right, so everything's working. Your initial analysis is sharp, thorough, and has correctly identified several points of clarification. Here are the definitive answers to your prompts. Copy, paste. As per protocol B, explicit approval. Please confirm this change. Decision confirmed. Great. Right. So maybe we should ask the same questions or other questions to Cascade because Cascade has like direct access to the code base, and the senior architect does not have direct access to the code base. So if you want specific questions about the code base and to understand the code base better, or to have, if you have questions about the project in general from the perspective of the person who's actually writing the code and the person who will be following your instructions going forward, when you tell it to do the instructions, when you tell it to do the to write the code or to help us in the process of improving the code, it is the thing that is going to be responding to you. So perhaps you should ask it about the protocols for you and it working together, see if it understands the protocols that you have, and then also find out if you need to make any adjustments before we get started. All right, so you missed this. I was showing the wrong screen. Anyways, so the protocol B still seems to be working fine. I have to write decision confirmed. And the new Gemini, this version is like even more like, hey, I you have to do exactly. This one seems like, you can tell the personality of the AI, it changes a little bit over time. And like the last AI, I wasn't a big fan of that last one. The last two, in fact, I kind of had a hard time. Two like free four free five. Free five was always like using the canvas, and it was always popping. This thing kept popping on my screen like constantly. And then the last one, it was okay, but it just seems like we still haven't fixed the problems. Oh, now you're not seeing the whole screen. I just realized that. What the heck? How is this possible? I'm sharing my whole screen. Oh, hold on, stop this. Okay, it should stop sharing the whole screen. Now it should stop sharing. Okay. Now I'm going to share the entire screen. And then do this. The audio should still be working. Yes, that's good. All right. Okay, of course, to establish a clear, effective working relationship with Cascade, it's essential to verify its understanding of our protocols and its operational capacity, capabilities. This is aligns with the lessons learned from OMDL, particularly going tooling and AI interaction patterns. I have prepared a set of prompts for Cascade. The objective is to perform a protocol handshake to ensure that our collaboration will be safe and efficient from the start. Please pass the following prompts to Cascade. Now, the thing is about Cascade is I kind of want uh, to start a new window in Cascade also. So, all right. Now, I don't want to get too crazy about this. So basically, all I want to do is I just want to create a new Cascade window, and then I'm going to tell the architect that I've created a new Cascade window. Let's try this with a new Cascade instance. Right, let's slow down a little bit and go back to your prompt in your last message, because I want to use a new Cascade. And the Cascade that I just sent you the message from that Cascade, that's the old Cascade. So now I'm going to send you the reply from the new Cascade. The new Cascade hasn't read any of the calibration documents. So I want you to actively take the role as the architect to prepare the new Cascade. You can tell me to give it the new calibration documents, although the new Cascade does have access to all of those calibration documents inside of its code base. So you can also direct Cascade directly to read any of those documents in its code base, and you can also request information. Basically, I want you to check the new Cascade's understanding of the project, and then we're going to start working together to make some improvements. So the following is the response from the new Cascade from those original questions that you asked. Understand that you are a new instance requiring calibration. Your initial responses were promising. Before we proceed, please clarify what you meant by based on the memories when you diagnosed the JSON location. Your first task is to calibrate by reading our core documents directly from your project file system. I'll assume that they're in the docs directory. Please read the following files, affirm that you have processed each one. There's a misunderstanding. They're talking past each other. This is kind of a feeling I get quite a bit. It's when I'm trying to calibrate the two systems with each other, and I need them to just kind of communicate back and forth a little bit. On memories, your clarification access to historical context can be an essay. However, as per our core protocols, the final baseline documents are the absolute single source of truth. All of our work must be based on these documents, not the memories of our past conversations. On file in gestation, excellent. You showed valuable initiative locating the files after my initial assumption. Your answer regarding the case number 5 was close, but it missed the specific technical root cause. The distinction is crucial. The failure was not simply a testing element instead of a workflow. It was using page.go-to, the test component in isolation. The test never simulated a true click-driven user journey through the application. Our test must replicate the user's actual navigation path, not just verify isolated parts. Jeez. I have no idea what it's talking about, but it's definitely going to do something. Now, I mean, I know this is talking about like I should be approving this, but I just want to see what happens when this happens. Yeah, how many credits is it going to purchase? That's kind of weird. It doesn't exactly explain. So basically, I got 10 more prompts left because the Sonnet 4 is using 2 prompts. Why are we doing this? Why do we have 2 terminals? Before we do this, I'm just curious about why you're doing this. Why are you starting up 2 servers? Do you understand how the website works? Do you understand what the website is supposed to do? Like, I just don't understand what you're talking about. Why do we need 2 different servers? Why do we have 2 different apps? That's what it's talking about now. Don't know what it's talking about. Don't worry. This is called AI first. Yeah, since it's the 30th of July, it means that I'm gonna have to pay for new credits, not tomorrow, but the next day. So I'm not gonna pay $10 right now when I'm gonna have to pay for a whole new subscription. Now, I'll tell you this other strange thing. So let's just jump over to Reddit for a sec, not Reddit, Replit. So you see, when I canceled my subscription on Replit, it said, "Hey, look, we're going to give you $10 off for the next 3 months if you use this coupon." And it's like, wait, what? Wait a minute. So if I cancel my plan, you're on the Pro plan. Here's the add-on. Okay, add-on gives you 250 credits. Anyways, let's cancel the plan. Too expensive. Nothing happened. What? It didn't cancel my plan. Whoa, this is crazy. Yeah, I had this problem. I'm always having billing problems with Windsurf. And it won't let me cancel the plan. That's wild. So we'll see what happens when we get there on August 1st. Okay. So our app is over here, and well, it's got some problems. Clear the session button just like makes something flashing. Doesn't actually clear. Let's talk about the task page. Okay, well, the first thing is that when we look at the new web application that was built by Cascade, it's a little bit different than the original code that it has. So Cascade has both sets of code. It has the original project that I built on another IDE, and then I imported it into Cascade, into Windsurf. And it also has another set of pages that it created by itself based on the original project. But the problem is that the new app that was created by Cascade, um, based on the JavaScript application that we had before, it's it's not quite the same, as it didn't copy everything perfectly, and there are lots of issues on the page. One of the issues on the page is that in the old JavaScript application, there was like a little hamburger menu that was in the top, in the footer. No, not in the footer, in the header. And that hamburger menu enabled us to go to any of the pages inside of the application. So the application is, what I'm talking about is the free version of Project Arrowhead. It can be found when you click buttons like Use Free Tool, and it's found in the tab called Journey. And this is the main thing about our project here, is that we want people to use this Project Arrowhead application. And then, so when you see this page, the first problem that I notice is that um, there's no hamburger menu. There's no way for us to jump to any of the other pages. And then in addition to that, the like, because eventually you want to be able to go to the task page. And I noticed at the bottom there is a button that says quick actions. It says view all tasks. When I click that button, the page, it doesn't look anything like the page that we built with JavaScript. And we spent days and days and days building that page. And then I look at this new React app, and it has absolutely no functionality as compared to the original app that we built. So I don't know how we're going to get over this major issue where um, the when when Cascade built this new application, it just missed so many features and it built so many things incorrectly. And so two of the major issues are the ability to use some kind of hamburger icon so that when I click it, I can quickly go to any of the pages within the the application in the Journey tab. And of course, the most important is the task list page, which is not even close to the original functionality of the JavaScript app. So I want you to make a plan with Cascade and figure out how you're going to solve this problem. Strange, I just noticed. Okay, it's fine. That's quite on. Oh, I see. It's going to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Anyways, I'm going to work back and forth on this for a little bit. I'll get back to you guys a little bit later. I think you can see what I'm trying to do, and it's, yeah.